We're heading to Denver, Colorado, the mile-high city, to explore a house just as famous as its owner. When I mention the name Margaret Brown, you might not recognize it right away. But if I say Molly Brown, the minds of many will immediately think of a ship, the Titanic. That's right, we're talking about the unsinkable Molly Brown, a heroine, a philanthropist, a social activist, a survivor. But her story didn't end on the deck of the rescue ship Carpathia. In fact, there's a place where her story seems to have never ended at all, her own home. Just like its owner, the Molly Brown house has also proven itself to be unsinkable. It survived the crash of the silver market, a revolving door of new owners becoming a rundown boarding house and even a demolition sentence. But it still stands, and it seems so do its original owners. Today we're exploring the Molly Brown House Museum, a house that doesn't just preserve history, it also preserves its residents. Before we talk about the ghosts, we have to understand the people who created them. Our central character, Margaret Tobin Brown, wasn't Molly until Hollywood decided she was. She was born in 1867 in Hannibal, Missouri, to a poor Irish immigrant family. Her parents were progressive thinkers who believed in education, which shaped Margaret's character. She headed west to Leadville, Colorado, worked in a department store, and dedicated her time to soup kitchens and charities, helping the families of struggling miners. This was a woman of deep compassion. In Leadville, she met James Joseph, or J.J. Brown, a mining engineer 12 years her senior. He wasn't wealthy, but Margaret married him for love in 1886. Their lives changed forever in 1893. When the silver market crashed, devastating Colorado, J.J. used a new mining technique and struck a massive vein of gold in the Little Johnny mine. Overnight, the Browns were millionaires. With their newfound wealth in 1894, they bought a magnificent house on Pennsylvania Avenue in Denver for $30,000. This house, built in 1889 by architect William A. Lang, was a modern marvel at the time. It combined several styles, including Queen Anne and Richardsonian Romanesque, and was equipped with the most luxurious conveniences: indoor plumbing, electricity, heat, and even a telephone. This house, which we now call the Molly Brown House, became the stage for Margaret's incredible life. Despite her wealth, she never forgot her roots, working tirelessly for charitable causes and women's suffrage. And then in 1912, an event made her a legend. While in Paris, she received word that her grandson was ill and hastily booked a ticket on the first available ship to return home. That ship was the RMS Titanic. We all know the story. The ship hit the iceberg. Amidst the chaos, Margaret helped passengers into lifeboats until she was forced into lifeboat number 6 herself. On the cold sea, she famously argued with Quartermaster Robert Hitchens, demanding they go back to look for survivors. She used her resilience to keep the spirits of the other women in the boat up, and later aboard the rescue ship Carpathia. She raised money for the third-class survivors who had lost everything. She earned the nickname the Unsinkable, and that very resilience, that stubborn refusal to give in, seems to be the key to what is happening in her house today. Margaret passed away in her sleep in 1932. After her passing, everything in the house was sold. The house itself was sold for only $600,000 and began a new, turbulent life. It became a rooming house for men, a Jane Addams Hull House settlement for girls in need, and finally rooms for rent. By 1970, the house had become dilapidated, run down, and the city had marked it for demolition to make way for a parking lot. But just like its owner, this house refused to sink. A group of concerned citizens formed Historic Denver, Inc., raised funds, and saved the house from the wrecking ball in the nick of time. They spent years using original 1910 photographs and paint chip analysis to restore the home to its original splendor. Today it's a beautiful museum, but restoring the house also seems to have awakened its former owners. You see, the Molly Brown house is not a quiet place. Staff guides and visitors have for decades reported a wide range of strange phenomena. What's interesting is that the haunting here isn't of a single entity. It's more like a complete family. Let's start with the man of the house, J.J. Brown. Although Margaret is more famous, J.J. seems to be the most aromatic spirit. Many staff members and visitors have reported smelling the strong aroma of pipe tobacco wafting through the rooms. J.J. was famously very fond of smoking his pipe in life. The notable thing is the museum has a very strict no-smoking policy. Museum staff also constantly find that the light bulbs in the house have been mysteriously unscrewed. They have to check and tighten them almost daily. Some bulbs even refuse to turn on properly. This was one of the first homes with electricity. Perhaps JJ, an engineer, is still trying to fix this new technology. But if JJ is the smell, Margaret Molly is the action. Visitors often feel unusual cold spots in her former bedroom, or catch a glimpse of her turning a corner. But Margaret is no passive spirit. She is the lady of the house and she is still running it. Museum staff have repeatedly witnessed furniture that has been mysteriously rearranged. Some have even seen an apparition of a woman in Victorian clothing in the process of rearranging the furniture. It's as if the museum staff carefully set everything up according to history. And then at night, Margaret walks through, shakes her head and thinks, No, this chair belongs in that corner. She is still redecorating her home. This fits her strong and somewhat stubborn personality perfectly. Other visitors experience her through a different scent, the smell of rose perfume. One tour guide explained that this is their friendly ghost, a female spirit, likely Margaret, who wants to share her favorite fragrance. A spectral family wouldn't be complete without the children and relatives. Catherine Ellen, Margaret's daughter, is believed to haunt her own room. Her activity is very specific. She likes to play with the window blinds, causing them to raise and lower on their own. Margaret's mother, Joanna Tobin, has also reportedly been seen looking out of an upstairs window. This is especially significant when we learn that Margaret's father and Joanna's husband passed away in one of the rooms known as the Tobin room. A passing in the home is always a strong anchor for spirits. But the house doesn't just have the Brown family. One of the most persistent ghosts is the reflection of a male servant. He is seen in a mirror near the first-floor stairs, and he always has a dour look on his face. This ghost is like a butler who is perpetually unhappy about the house, always having new tenants. Finally, one of the house's most famous ghosts and one of the newest and most beloved legends is the ghost cat. Visitors, especially in the kitchen, frequently report the feeling of something soft and cold brushing against their ankles. Some even hear meowing. Even the museum director, Andrea Malcolm, has experienced this herself. When visitors leave and ask the staff, "What's the museum's cat's name?" the staff can only reply, "What cat?" The Brown family was known to be animal lovers, so it's not surprising that their cat might have decided to stay too. The Molly Brown house is an extraordinary place. It's not a place haunted by fear or malice. It's a place haunted by life. It's like a snapshot of a moment in time. JJ is still walking around smoking his pipe. Margaret is still moving the furniture until she's satisfied. Their daughter is playing with the blinds. Her mother is looking out the window. The butler is scowling in the mirror. And the cat is still waiting to be fed in the kitchen. This might be the coziest haunted house I've ever shared. What do you think of this spectral family? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I will see you in the next house story.